Well, hello there, everybody. How are you doing this fine Friday? Yes, the bus is leaving the station. We'll stick around for a little bit in as much as a little bit early, but hey, that's cool. Rather be early than, late. I guess unless it's your funeral, there's always a way to look at it. So what do? You enjoy it, man. You enjoy each moment and you just go, hey, this is the way to do it. So I trust everyone is doing good and that we are all looking fine as I go over here. And yep, it says the connection is excellent. And I do believe it is excellent. We're excellent. You're excellent. No matter what it may look like or feel like, it's still excellent, right? Chaos. I guess that would be something. Can chaos actually? Yeah, I think it can be as I'm thinking about it. Then again, I guess it's just a matter of your perspective. So, hey, I got everything going, got everything in the right window, got everything in the right place. Life is good. So thank you for tuning in. Hello, everyone in the chat room. Brandon, how are you, my friend? How was your trip to Europe? How was the trip to the Vatican? Inquisitive minds want to know, Brandon. So much love to you, brother. Good to see you. And Deborah and Nina, how are you doing? I understand you got a new channel. Is that right? Make sure to put it in there, and we'll, of course, get it out there next week as well. Who else is around here? I think I saw Mr. Chandler, Mr. Cook. How are you doing? Shirley, sending you some love. So here's just a thought, Shirley. When you got someone where the world just revolves around them, and particularly in, living situations, you've got to have that little place. Now, it may be, as you said, in your bedroom. That's fine, but you got to have some place where that let's say one-sided perspective, being diplomatic here now, that you have that place that you can call your own. So, sweetie, we're just sending you some favor in abundance, speaking favor over all of us. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Love that meditation. Each of us we are perfection in motion. It's beautiful. This realm that we're in. I mean, Brandy, how are you? Good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. How trust you are, not assuming, but so good to see you. Lady Ellie, how are you, my dear? Good to send you some favor, and hey, nothing missing, nothing broken. But Queen of Swords, Chloe, much love to you, darling. Emperor Rex, go all the way from Croatia. Lost in space. How you doing, brother? So we are. It kind of defines things. The thought that, as we shared yesterday, that, and it's just a perspective. It's just another perspective. It can be completely wrong. But having said that this is exactly the way things are supposed to be. If evolution, and in the basic laws of physics, motion, inertia, then something propelled us here. Now, one thought could be, well, if that's the natural order or progression of, since we're the primary occupant, or we think we are, on this planet, then this may be exactly the way it plays out. Now, you can add a lot of other thoughts to that and say, no, I reject that. We're under attack. We're under, aliens are here, or demons, or, this other scenario, which the world is programmed for. It's this growing minority of us who say, listen, we respect your right to believe in whatever you want to believe in. That's cool. But we reserve that same right. And we reserve the right to say that we don't believe in that way. Now, you can give us all your books. You can give us all your prophecies. You can you can give us the whole script. We're aware of that. And it's depending on where you are, if that's where your focus, we're going to really get into that. If that's where your concentration, if that's where your beam is, guess what? You're going to be in it. You're the one who, how many of you took drama in school? Someone said, are you giving us the finger? I am not. I swear I'm not. But as you know, when you take on the character, we did The Merchant of Venice. We did I remember a Dickens, but you practice the character, and the character suddenly becomes you, and you become the character. And in that moment up on stage, that's the rush, because we all love it. Now, you may say, no, I'm an introvert. I don't like to be around crowds and people. That's cool. When you're on the stage, it's just you, regardless of who else is in the troupe of characters. It's still just you. Now, this is on, a spiritual level, that ultimate consciousness level. We love being on stage. Now, I will say this, there are those who say, listen, did that, was really into it, developed my character really well. Then you get somewhere along life, and one day you're looking in the mirror, and suddenly the epiphany hits you. Hey, you've been playing a character. And you look back on your life, and you look back and you realize that somewhere along the way, you assumed a character that defined you. But we got lost when we realized that it was just a character. It wasn't us. And many times when you get to that apex, and you go, wait a minute. I don't even want to be on stage. I've had enough of it. There's obviously more than enough others who want to get on the stage, no matter what role they play. They want to be on the stage. It's all about them. And then there are those of us who we're in the audience, and we look at one another and we say, good entertainment, but man, aren't you glad that you said, I don't want any more of it? I don't know. Maybe we're playing the character in the audience. I don't know. But anyway, love life. Perfection in motion. That's what we are. So anyway, Nina, make sure we're going to get you out there on the channel. I'm just checking the things off here. And that kind of gets into the whole thing of the great debate. Which is higher, knowing or believing? There's a distinct difference. It's just Imwa's opinion, but I believe knowing trumps believing. To believe something requires effort. My former religion, it was a lot of effort, in believing. It was reading the script every day, and then dealing with all the contrasts and all of that. I mean, and because, even it says in the word, it says, and Jesus was unable to do any great miracle because of their lack of belief, their unbelief. Because if you're believing, then there is then unbelieving. And where I think knowing comes in, knowing could very well be the bridge between what I would call knowledge and wisdom. You just know. Nothing missing, nothing broken. They're not words. They're seeds. I believe in the law of sowing and reaping, cause and effect. We're all here because, there was a cause when two got together, and we are the effect. I was out this morning, and it was like a freaking sauna. But anyway, just talking to, whatever you want to, for me, it's consciousness. It's not a personification. It's not a gender or sex. It's consciousness. I'm becoming more convinced that we all emanate from this consciousness. That's what makes us interesting. So, continuing on. Hey, Jeanette, how are you doing, dear? Good to see you. Ballot says, Brandon, knowing trumps believing. Yeah, I think that it's been my experience. I mean, yeah. Joe says, what about those who know everything is missing and broken? Well, obviously they, you partake of what which you know. Knowing becomes a result for as I look at my life, of seeing belief into action. I mean, I know about faith. I mean, I know it intimately, but I see faith as a power tool. Now, in the former religion I was in, faith was required for any of that to work. And so if you had any doubt, then, as the metaphor of the story go, you're going to sink like a lead balloon down. Just me. Knowing. I know that my words have effect. And I know that the reality around us, folks, I've been homeless. I know what it's like not to have a place to lay down your head. I have been so broke that I couldn't afford my shadow. I know what it's about. And I'm telling you, you can change anything if you know. I'm just reading this in the chat room. Whoop! Get back on the road, damn it. Harry Mary Wins, how are you doing, my darling? Good to see you. Boots on the ground, good to see you as well. Thank you, Chloe. Right back at you, darling. That's all I got to say. What is true? Been there. I look back on my life. I was out in one of my, moments of quiet thought, so to speak. And I'm sitting there watching the 35 millimeter film in IMAX, which is my life. And it was quite joyful, quite amusing. And one of the things that I saw was very early in my life, I knew what it was to lose everything. I mean, as a child, I was kidnapped by, my father. He didn't wait to get any of our clothes, lost everything. Several times. When the state took custody of me, it lost everything there. Then when the state emancipated my ass at the age of 15, everything was lost again, started from zero. And what I looked back on it was that it was quite amazing how desire, fueled by necessity, began this chain reaction. And I'm speaking to all of us. This is how it works. Once you inject that focus of that desire, that thought of change, it begins to coalesce and mix with all this other phenomenal energy, this creative energy, this consciousness. And it's amazing to me how it begins to affect other energies, other focuses, other events in this cosmic timeline. And how you're immersed in with other beings, each seeking change. And when it happens and manifests in your life, it depends on where you're at. Sometimes it happens and you don't even realize it. But when you do, it's that moment of epiphany. Abracadabra. I create what I speak. I speak what I create. It works. So, anyway, someone needed to hear that. Been there, done that. And you know what it's taught me? Even in business, I'd whore the whole ideology of business, because business it's in a particular section, the firewalls around it. But the thing is that even what would have been considered the greatest loss ended up being one of the most fortunate events to happen. Yeah. That's when that kicks in, that higher thought, like, well, what's going on here? I said yesterday, we're all living a memory. It's what we're doing here. The future is coming. The future is as we see now. My wife works in an industry that deals with death every day. And, as an observer, I hear, this particular patient has transcended. This one transcended. All different times of day and night. I mean, folks, this is just far out. I don't care what anyone says. This is just freaking far out. So, I wasn't planning on speaking this specifically, but hey, it was obviously part of someone said, well, it needed to be spoken. So there we go. Yeah, Lost in Space. Yeah. Shirley says, I'm trying to smoke screen. Darling, I dig it, man. I'm right there. It is. I mean, but it can change. So I want to share this phenomenal book. So let me just do this. And because this is a cool book, and it's one I think that we all ask, and it is given. Learning to Manifest Your Desires by Esther Hicks and Jerry Hicks. This is one of those books that are just, it's a fun read. And I just thought I'd bring this out because I'm deeply into it. I'm just about ready to finish it up. And it's just a fun read. It's one of these books that give you happy feet. And for myself, it just charges you. So let me just read this to us as we are on this Friday, and as the rest of the world, is doing its thing. We're going to do our thing. The book starts out and it says, "The power of feeling good now. They are called Abraham, and we are speaking to you from the non-physical dimension. Of course, you must understand that you also have come forth from the non-physical dimension. So we are not so different from one another. Your physical world has come forth from the projection of the non-physical. In fact, you and your physical world are extensions of the non-physical source energy. Remember, we're all perfection in motion. We're in this beautiful dance. I mean, I don't know who's choreographing it. Maybe we all are. But it's a beautiful dance. It's complicated. But yeah. It says, in this non-physical realm, we do not use words, for we do not require language. We also do not have tongues with which to speak or ears with which to hear, although we do communicate perfectly with one another. Our non-physical language is one of vibration, and our non-physical communities or families are those of intention. In other words, we radiate that which we are vibrationally, and others of like intent assemble. That is also true of your physical world, although most of you have forgotten that this is so. Abraham is a family of non-physical beings naturally assembled by our powerful intention to remind you, our physical extensions, of the laws of the universe that govern all things. It is our intention to help you remember that you are extensions of source energy, that you are blessed, loved beings, and that you have come forth into this physical time-space reality to joyously create. All who are physically focused have non-physical counterparts. There is no exception to that. All who are physically focused have access to the broader perspective of that which is non-physical. There is no exemption to that. But most physical beings have become so distracted by the physical nature of your planet that you have developed strong patterns of resistance that thwart your clear connection to your own source. It is our intention to help those who are asking to remember that connection. While all physical humans have access to clear communication from the non-physical, most are not consciously aware of it. And often, even when you are aware that it is possible, you hold habits of thought that act as resistance, hindering your ability to consciously interact. However, on occasion, a clear channel of communication opens, and we are able to convey our understanding vibrationally to someone who can clearly receive it and translate it. And that is what's happening here through Esther. We offer our knowing vibrationally in a way that is similar to what you understand as radio signals. And Esther receives those vibrations and translates them into physical word equivalent. There are not, however, adequate physical words to convey our satisfaction and joy in being able to offer our knowing to you in this way at this time. It is our powerful desire that you be pleased with where you are right now, in this moment, no matter where you are. We understand how strange these words must sound to you if you are standing in a place that seems far from where you want to be. But it is our absolute promise to you that when you understand the power of feeling good now, no matter what, you will hold the key to the achievement of any state of being, any state of health, any state of wealth, any state of anything that you desire. These pages are specifically written to give you a better understanding of yourself and of everyone else around you. And you may find some of that to be helpful, but words really do not teach. Your true knowledge comes from your own life experience. And while you will be a constant gatherer of experience and knowledge, your life is not only about that. It is about fulfillment, satisfaction, and joy. Your life is about the continuing expression of who you truly are. Time to get a ice cold sip. Imagine that. And it actually has ice in it. Doesn't that taste good? To those of you who are now thirsty, take a sip. You only hear what you're ready to hear. We are talking to you at many levels of your awareness, all at the same time. But you will only receive whatever you are now ready to receive. Everyone will not get the same thing from this book, but every reading of this book will net you something more. This is a book that will be read many times by those who understand its power. It is a book that will help physical beings understand their relationship to God, all capital letters, and to all that they really are, whatever God is for you. This is a book that will help you understand who you really are, who you have been, where you are going, and all that you continue to be. This book will help you understand that you never, ever get it done. It will help you to understand your relationship with your history and with your future. But most important, it will awaken within you your awareness of the potency of your powerful now. You will learn how you are the creator of your own experience and why all of your power is in your now. And ultimately, this book will lead you to an understanding of your emotional guidance system and to an understanding of your vibrational set point. Hence, you will find a series of processes that will assist you in reconnecting with the non-physical part of yourself, processes that will help you in achieving anything you desire. And as you apply these processes, and as your memory awakens to the powerful laws of the universe, your naturally joyful zest for life will return. I mean, it's a simple question. Are you happy? If you're happy and your feet, no, yeah. I mean, do you have joy? I mean, I keep saying this. Do you laugh during the day? Hell, I laugh at myself so often. I mean, it's a comedy club. It's a great place to be. And this is, it's that law of attraction. But it's interesting. I remember when I first started playing the clarinet, I had this wonderful instrument that could make the sound, but it sure didn't make a good sound when I first got a hold of it. I never wasn't trained enough. I didn't know enough to fully understand how the instrument works in its total potentiality. And then you could see people like Benny Goodman. It's the same thing. I mean, prosperity is different for all of us, but there's no reason for us that this earth, except for just a little bit, all the gold is still here. All the diamonds. If that's what wealth is for you, there's a wealth that brings wealth into your life. You don't need 9 zeros behind what you have. You can find that having 5 zeros meets all of your needs and more than enough. Folks, we can do this. We got a collective here that, I think it's just waiting for us saying, all right, I had enough of this. Let's just get real serious about this. Chapter 2. We are keeping our promise to you. We are reminding you of who you are. Do you know what you want? That's a question I ask everyone. Remember when I did the series, It Works? Folks, I've got my list. And here is something on my list. I had 12 things on my list. 10 have fully come to pass. And I'm fully expecting the other 2 to physically manifest as well. I mean, what are you going to do on the other side? If you can't freaking create here or control your creating, you're going to be a bumbling mess on the other side. You're going to be easily taken advantage of. So get your shit together now. Learn to master this shit. Learn to make it smell sweet. Because you won't lose it on the other side. You're going to be able to get behind the ropes. So do you know what you want? If you can't list it right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, then don't be bitching about the way circumstances are. Sorry, but that's exactly the way it is. We continue. This is why, we're here. I just give commentary, inject a little thought into it, And I'll speak this, it doesn't matter what the economy is. I never read anywhere it says, well, your belief of receiving is going to be limited by what the economy is doing. No. Maybe I'm riding the wave that's above that economy. Anyway, do you know that you are the creator of your own experience? Are you enjoying the evolution of your desire? How many of your desires are coming to pass? And are you in orgasmic joy over it? If you're not, step back, re-examine. Remember Bud Fox? Do you feel the freshness of a new desire pulsing within you? If you are among the rare humans who answered yes, I'm enjoying the evolution of my desire. I feel wonderful as I stand in this place where many things that I desire have yet not come to me. Folks, that's what it is. I can stand out in the middle of the night with the moon shining, or the darkest of when there's no moonlight, the sunlight, and just say thank you. It's a perpetual awness of gratitude. Source asked me this morning, he says, do you think that I desire gratitude? And I had to think about this. And my answer was, I am your expression of gratitude. I am here. I exist because of Source's gratitude. It's within my nature to be grateful for everything. Someone need to hear that. Then you understand who you are and what this physical life experience is really all about. But if you are, as most people are, feeling unhappy about your unfulfilled desires, if you have a desire for more money, but you find yourself in a continual state of shortage, if you are not satisfied with your job situation, but you feel stuck and cannot see any way of improving it, if your relationships are not satisfying, or if the dream relationship that you have desired for as long as you can remember continues to be just out of reach, if your body does not feel or look the way you would like, then there are some very important and rather easy to understand things that we should like to convey to you here. We want to give you this information because we want you to find your way to all the things that you desire. But that is really only a small part of our reason. For we understand that even when you have achieved everything on your current list of things that you desire, there will be another list, even longer and even more expansive, to take its place. So, this book is not being written to assist you in getting anything you want checked off your list, for we understand the impossible nature of that endeavor. That's deep. Folks, all of us are merely expressing the desire that we had before we manifested here. I think you look back in your life and you can see how others kind of manipulated and kind of wanted to channel you in a direction. I look at this group and I'm in awe. I marvel that such a diversity of beings can form a collective like this. Wow. We write this book to reawaken within you your memory of the power and the inevitable success that pulses through the core of that which you really are. We write this book to assist you in returning you to your place of optimism, positive expectation, and expanding joy, and to remind you that there is nothing that you cannot do, be, or have. We write this book because we promised you we would. And now, as you hold this book in your hands, you are completing a promise you made as well. You said this: I will live in joy. You said this: I will go forth into the physical time-space reality among other beings, and I will assume an identity with a clear and specific perspective. I will learn to see myself from that point of view, and I will enjoy being seen as that point of view. Remember, you said, I will observe what surrounds me, and my response to what I observe will cause my own valuable personal experience to be born. You said, I will know the value of my preferences. I will know the value of my perspective. And then you said, and this is the most important part of all, I will always feel the power and value of my own personal perspective. For the non-physical energy that creates worlds will flow through my decisions, my intentions, and my every thought. For the creation of that which I set into motion from my perspective. You knew then, before your physical birth, that you were source energy, specifically focused in this physical body, and you knew that the physical person you would become could never, we are keeping our promise to you, remember, you could never be separated from that which you came from. You understood then your internal connection to that source energy. You said, I will love pouring myself into this physical body, into physical time, space, reality, folks. Can you feel yourself in that flow? It's when you're going to transcend. Just give yourself into that moment and have on your lips gratitude. For that environment will cause me to focus the powerful energy that is me into something more specific. And in the specifics of that focus, there will be powerful motion forward and joy. Wow. We know who you are. So you came forth into this wonderful body, remembering the joyous, powerful nature that is you, knowing that you would always remember the splendor of the source from which you came, and knowing that you could never lose your connection to that source. So now, here we are, helping you remember that no matter how you may feel right now, you cannot lose your connection to that source. We are here to help you remember the powerful nature that is you, and to assist you in returning to that confident, joyful, always looking for something else wonderful to turn your attention to person that is you. And let me tell you, this group here, we're a curious bunch. And then I mean all the spokes in the wheel that all of us are a part of. We vibrate at different frequencies, but we're all vibrating in that spoke. And it's that curiosity that we all possess. It's never left us. Oh, life tried to beat us up, but if you're listening to this, you're a curious one, aren't you? Guilty. Since we know who you are, we will easily help you remember who you are. Since we are where you came from, we will easily remind you of where you have come from. Since we know what you desire, we'll easily guide you to help yourself to that which you desire. There is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. We want you to remember that there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have, and we want to assist you in achieving that. By the way, I counseled on this and I taught this. I mean, I did this for a living. My perception of wealth and your perception of wealth are two different things. And do not buy into the machine of what they project wealth to be, because that's not wealth. For many, that's a millstone. And sadly, those that, and this is kind of that random factor, that are able to tap this source energy and manifest it into their lives, many times being unprepared, it ended up destroying their energy. My point to this is that you have your perception of what wealth is. Pursue it. Don't be distracted by, some people often, when I used to have these classes and taught this, I'd ask people, what do you want? Excuse me. And the first thing would always be a new car. Why? Is there something wrong with the one you have now? Well, no, but it's an image. See, that's just it. It's an image. So you're allowing something to create that image for you. One of the happiest billionaires that I know drives a 30-year-old Ford pickup truck. Got no desire. Lives very happily. And to look at the dude, you wouldn't think that he had 2 nickels to rub. Thing is, I think he owns a damn mine that gets the nickel. Anyway, I digress. We want to help you leave behind any perceptions that you have picked up along your physical trail that are thwarting your joy and power. And we want to help you reactivate the powerful knowing that pulses within the very core of that which you are. So relax and enjoy this easy-paced journey to rediscovering who you really are. It is our desire that by the time you reach the end of this book, you will know yourself as we know you, and that you will love yourself as we love you, and that you will be enjoying your life as we are enjoying your life. I am becoming more and more aware that there is a crowd of witnesses around me that love me. I mean, there's at times I can almost hear them cheering. You have yours as well. Think about that. You have this group. I mean, you got your own fan club, you know, and they're and if you ask, many of them will love to come in and help. But it's those perceptions. But the point is, are you happy? If you're happy and you know it, you know, clap your hands. Say hi. Yeah, I'm happy. My wife tells me that, she says that, you know, the thing that I have brought to her that other past relationships haven't is laughter, joy. She says, you make me laugh. You see it? That's a seed sown. Let's continue. Chapter 3, do you create your own reality? Not so very long ago, when our friends Jerry and Esther were introduced to this phrase, who are the creator of your own reality? Excuse me. You are the creator of your own reality. They had discovered the Seth books by Jane Roberts. We'll look into that. For them, it was both an exciting prospect and a troubling one. For, like so many of our physical friends, they did desire creative control of their own experience, but they were plagued with some basic questions. Is it really all right for us to choose the reality that we create? And if it is appropriate for us to do so, how do we go about doing it? It is kind of a basic question. You're saying, all right, I want to change this reality, my reality. How do I do it? Well, they kind of give you the whole, you know, look at point A, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. The basis of your life is absolute freedom. You were born with an innate knowledge that you do create your own mind. And in fact, that knowledge is so basic within you that when someone attempts to thwart your creation, you feel an immediate discord within yourself. You were born knowing that you are the creator of your own reality. And although that desire to do so pulsed within you in a powerful way, when you began to integrate into your society, you began to accept much of the same picture that others held of the way your life should unfold. This is so freaking important. I give thanks and joy and gratitude that I missed high school. I missed all that drama. I missed the dynamics of sometimes the family structure. I didn't carry it with me. I was out there on my own with others that were out on their own. It's amazing because those adolescent years into those teenage years really do fashion, kind of mold you into what you're going to become. They freaking broke the mold when I came out. I go, what the hell? Yeah, love it, love it. You have never enjoyed someone else telling you what to do. You have never enjoyed being dissuaded from your own powerful impulses. But over time, with enough pressure from those who surrounded you, who seemed convinced that their practiced way was more valid than your way, and therefore ultimately better, you gradually began to release your determination to guide your own life. You often found it easier just to adapt to their ideas of what was best for you rather than trying to figure out it for yourself. But in all this adapting to your society's attempts to make you fit in, and in your own attempt to find less trouble, you have unwittingly relinquished your most basic foundation, your total and absolute freedom to create. You have not given up this freedom easily, however, and in fact, you can never truly release it, for it exists as the most basic tenet of your very being. Still, in your attempt to release it for the sake of getting along, or in your hopeless resignation that you have no other choice than to give up your powerful right to choose, you have gone crossways to your natural current and contrary to your very soul. No one else can create your experience. This book is about your realignment with source energy. It is about your reawakening to the clarity, goodness, and power that is really who you are. It is written to assist you in consciously returning to that knowledge that you are free and that you always have been free and that you always will be free to make your own choices. There is no satisfaction in allowing someone else to attempt to create your reality. In fact, it is not possible for anyone else to create your reality. Once you have realigned with internal forces and universal laws, and with that which is truly the source of that which you are, then joyous creation, beyond physical description, awaits you. For you are the creator of your own experience. And there is such satisfaction in intentionally guiding your own life. You don't need a guru. You are your own guru. You're wiser than what you can realize. And you're beautiful, every one of you. That's all right. Give yourself a hug. You are eternal beings in a physical form. Now, a lot of us, we know this, but I love reading again because it helps bring us where we want to be. Again, we may wear the pants, but we're not the pants. We're in this world. We acknowledge that. And since we're here, I say, let's turn the tables on them. Let's create some of our own and not create for them. Stop the television and let's start our own vision to tell. Ooh, that was good. Damn, Steiger. All right. You are eternal beings who have chosen to participate in this specific physical life experience for many wonderful reasons. And this time-space reality on planet Earth serves as a platform in which you are able to focus your perspective for the purpose of specific creation. You are eternal consciousness, currently in this wonderful physical body for the thrill and exhilaration of specific focus and creation. The physical being that you define as you stands on the leading edge of thought, while consciousness, which is really our source, pours through you. And in those moments of inexpressible elation, those are the times when you are wide open and truly allowing your source to express through you. Little kind of side thing. This is what true sex magic leads to. I mean, I'm not going to get into any more of this, but there's a lot to this. So sometimes you are fully allowing the true nature of your being to flow through you, and sometimes you do not allow it to flow. I mean, if something gets you agitated, it blocks. This book is written to help you understand that you have the ability to always allow your true nature to pour through you, and that you learn to consciously allow your full connection with the you that is your source. Your experience will be one of absolute joy. Consciously choosing the direction of your thoughts, you can be in constant connection with source energy, with God, with joy, and with all that you consider to be good. And I underline this one because this one is really, I think, is key here. Nice way to exit out. It says, well-being is the basis of the universe. Well-being is the basis of all that is. It flows to you and through you. You have only to allow it, like the air you breathe. You have only to open, relax, and draw it into your being. This book is about consciously allowing your natural connection to the source of well-being. It is about remembering who you really are so that you can get on with the creation of your life experience in the way that you intended it before you came forth into this physical body and into this magnificent leading edge experience where you fully intend to express your freedoms in endless, joyous, co-creative ways. You can understand how much well-being is flowing to you. Do you understand how much orchestration of circumstances and events on your behalf is available to you? Do you understand how adored you are? Do you understand how the creation of this planet, the creation of the universe, fits together for the perfection of your experience? Do you understand how beloved you are, how blessed you are, how adored you are, and what an integral part of this creation process that you are? We want you to. We want you to begin to understand the blessed nature of your being, and we want you to begin to look for the evidence of it, because we are showing it to you in every moment that you will allow yourselves to see it. In the lining up of lovers, money, fulfilling experiences, beautiful things that for you to see, in the lining up of circumstances and events, and the lining up of amazing co-creative experiences where you are rendezvousing with one another for no other reason than for the fantastically important reason of fulfilling, satisfying, and pleasing yourself and giving yourself joy in the moment. Your motion forward is inevitable. It must be. You cannot help but move forward. But you are not here on a quest to move forward. You are here to experience outrageous joy. That is why you are here. Good place to drop off right there. Folks, I mean, I just want you to have some happy thoughts. I mean, the world is just, it doesn't have to be. And if I can find it, anybody can find it. Seriously. And, I look back and, sure enough, you get the breadcrumbs. But I've often said when I heard that, you collect enough breadcrumbs and you can build a loaf of bread. And then you can share that bread with others, where a breadcrumb only fulfills yourself. So, whew, that's some powerful stuff, baby. That's all I got to say. I mean, inside me, there's this buzz. It's like I see the leaves on trees and flowers. At time, they vibrate. It's so cool to see that. So yeah, I hope that vibe is vibing in you. Create, baby. I mean, create what you want. Don't accept what they give you. That's their creation. Counter it. You can do it. Do it all the time. All right. So happy, joy. There's some, Ren and Stimpy had it right. Stimpy was always happy, even when he was sad. So there we go. Scotty Boy said had his 69 CUDA. Yeah. Oh, man. I remember those. Drove one myself. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Rick, what's up? Ballot Brand says, don't accept mediocrity. Don't. I'm 68. I'm not inside. My body doesn't say it, You don't have to accept it. I don't, Be happy. Find that joy. It reverse aging. It does. And it perfects the spirit, man. And I'll tell you this someone needs to hear this as well. When you start vibrating that joy, it literally draws in the other beings. They're attracted to that. And I found this to be true. The things like wealth, opportunity, they will naturally begin to flow to you. You don't even have to look for it. So, all right, folks. Later. Have yourselves a great weekend, if that's what you call it. Go out and make some magic, man. That's all I got to say. Because you're the only true master magician of your existence. So be the master conductor. Conduct your orchestra. Mr. Foster, I know you crossed over decades and decades ago, but Mr. Foster still lives in me. Even now, as I speak his name, I can still see him up there as he's conducting, these 6th and 7th graders that, I didn't realize a remarkable man this guy was, but you know what? We did create and we got good at it. Yeah. Think about it, folks. Nothing missing, nothing broken. That's the way to do it. Exactly. All right. Much love to you, folks. See you on Monday. And hey, much love to you. If you want the book, email me. I'll be more than happy to.